The world economy is heading down the hill backwards on a pair of buttered skis. In the grand, chaotic carnival that is the world economy, the big brass band of progress is playing a song that nobody knows the words to, and half the musicians have just wandered off. We've got Nvidia, the golden goose of the AI revolution, giving birth live on stream, now staggering around the marketplace, drunk with a twisted wing. Once the darling of the tech bazaar, Nvidia's feathers plucked rather roughly when Trump's tariffs slammed the doors shut on its China coupe. Their once glorious H20 chip exports banned, faster than your drunk uncle at the family wedding, and the company now faces a $5.5 billion hole in its pocket, so large you could lose a medium-sized alpaca in there. But China, ever the resourceful magician, pulling rabbits from hats and questionable regulations, dusted off its own invention, Hawaii's brand new splash dabby Ascent 910D chip, a silicon phoenix, still more pigeon than eagle, but aiming high, Lordy pigeon there. Huawei has been sliding up to tech companies like a dodgy trader offering watches from inside his coat, testing out these newborn chips with the swagger of somebody just glued new wheels on a broken tricycle, and they're calling it a Formula One car. Psst. Meanwhile, Huang, the CEO, looks like a man trying to sell umbrellas during a drought, took a trip to China to sweet talk trade officials. Diplomatic dance there. Less of a elegant waltz, more of a desperate jig. A crazy Kaylee, a man who knows the floorboards are about to give way. And over in the land of polyester and questionable sizing charts, Temu and Shein, those big bustling Rialtos of bargain hunters, they've been mugged at customs. Trump's tariffs slapped 145% income charge on goods from China, like that bouncer who demands triple the cover charge just to get in. You know it's all sticky carpets and regret. A dress that once cost $18 is now $44. And it's not even coming in good condition inflation because it's not cold clinic. It's actually an angry cat that crawls at you, scrapes them cheap dresses, rips some. Temu starting labeling their costs as import charges, but let's call a spade a spade. In a world of sadistic magic tricks making consumer saving disappear, this is like losing your dignity at karaoke night. None of this money is actually going to the people who make them dresses. In the background of this economic sack race, it's more of a sack than a dress. The blue-blooded corporations, Alphabet, Incs, and Procter and Gamble's and your DR Hortons of the world, they've sniffed around and picked up on this changing wind. They see the tariff storm rage across the Atlantic, and they've dashed into the bond markets like shoppers on Black Friday, each allowing each other to sell a record number of high-grade business bonds before the shelves of cheap borrowing run bare. Alphabet alone swinging a $5 billion sack of debt onto the table today like a butcher, lifting a whole cow up and then tombstoning it onto the counter and asking for the cash up front. Why is this butcher so aggressive? Because although Google's sitting on a hoard of $95 billion in cash, they know that it's cheaper to borrow when all the villagers are scared, pushing up the cost of government debt, relatively making Google a better bet, more liquidity, Interest rates are blinking like a confused cow at the traffic lights, and Google are making the most of it while the government tries to pull them to pieces. If you missed out, check out last week's great update on what's coming for Google elsewhere, but still in that world of polyester bonds. Jittery seismography of economic fear. It's ticking away, spiking after Trump's tariffs, but falling back lately, as if investors, after initially running around screaming like crazy headless chickens, have got a story about that. It's brutal. Have decided that perhaps the sky is not falling today, but tomorrow is yet to come. Not today, though. And then there's the wider US economy itself, the weary juggler, that poor octopus, not yet legless, keeping the bowling pins, the flaming torches, and the 3 pianos all spinning in the air at once, despite the doom-laden forecasts of an imminent recession. Ladies and gentlemen, the labour market, thank goodness for the labour market, continuing to hum along like a stubborn mule, refusing to take that road with the economy and lie down in traffic. April's job report is expected to show that while the economy may have a bit of a limp, maybe even missing a leg and a hangover, and it's going the wrong way down a one-way street, it's still trudging. And proof that stubbornness can sometimes beat brilliance. That's what we're going for here. Competing while those geniuses out of their AI shows for the authentic trade spotting, pushing the boat out again. Speaking about boats, in short, the world economy is now a rickety old fishing boat caught between two tumultuous storms with a crew speaking 5 different languages, a captain who thinks maps are for cowards, and a parrot who squawks tariffs every few minutes just to keep you on your toes. Will it sink? Will it sail? Will it fit? Will it transform into a majestic battleship tomorrow somehow? Historically, occasion has demanded this type of transformation. Will we see a new pivot from America? Stay tuned. Mind those import charges. SPY in the background, as you can see, is 0.06%. Not a huge move. Nvidia itself down 2.14%. But here's the AI company making the difference. Back above resistance, up 4% today, plus at 0.88. And it's broken that downward sloping diagonal. Next resistance aim for back up at around 109. Just needs to break 91 cents. And there it's offski. All of that looks like quite a good move. That's the daily. Put it in the weekly. You've got bullish engulfing encompassing previous. Another positive week here, pushing above the high of last week. And you've only just started, so a very good move. And then putting it on monthly, you can see that this is a rejection wick. More of this body, the better. And then long term, 109. Also an important close. You recover this area, price action on live person will have confirmed the bottom. Really exciting. Huge moves. And what does it need to go to make you rich if you're invested in live person? Well, these are all-time highs. There's another resistance at 379. There's another important one at $14, $15. Which of those will do it for you? Let's find out. Let me know in the comments below. What's your target on live person? Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to support the show, the link's in the description below. Thank you very much. Have a great week. See you tomorrow.